Okay, so today it's a different day. Hopefully things go a little bit smoother today. As you see, we had to strip all the old paint off of the underneath of the hood because it just wasn't doing right. It was sticky. It was just time to go. It sat for a few days, really over the weekend, to dry, and it never dried. So had to get that off. Then I went to the store, got some more like putty, um, paper, of course, to try to get these, fine marks and swirls and grinder marks um, completely gone so it doesn't show up in the paint. So let me show you. So basically, like this right here, these scratches right here, um, and right here. So basically, I'm trying to remove those so that way, because if you can see it in the primer, you can see it in the paint. So basically, I'm trying to remove those so it could be smooth. So that's what we got to do today. We got to tackle that pretty much on all sides, and then that one up front too. So let's go ahead and get the mixing and stuff and get to work. So I'm going to take this piece of sanding paper and put it on the sanding block. That way we can go ahead and start sanding down the vehicle. In the last video, I showed you how to sand the vehicle. So it's pretty much the same process. I'm just going to go in even straight lines. We're not going to do any circles, and just keep knocking down the filler, or in our case, the primer and the hardener, until we get a level and how we want it. And then we should be able to double check our work and we should be good to go. This right here is the filler. So we pretty much got to do like a 1/4 or 2/4 size, and then we're going to move on to the hardener right here. Make sure you mix this stuff up before you actually put it on the piece of cardboard. Make sure you mix it up real good. So then you put it on the cardboard, and now you have to mix it all together so it can become one. And once you're done with that, we can easily start to apply it on the vehicle. You put some on your spreader here, and then you just spread it across the panel on the vehicle and let it dry. So I just did it, right? So I mixed it, as you can see, and look, this thing is rock hard. So the blue stuff that you saw me put in there is hardener. So this right here is hardener, right? This right here is the putty. So you see me mix it up, move and groove it, blase, blase. After maybe like 2 minutes, it hardens up. You can't use it anymore. I managed to get 2 of them on. So one down here, remember it was a spot right here. Then one up here, remember it was a spot up there. So I smoothed it out. I probably could have went over that better. But I got this one down packed. I tried to start another one with a big old glob, which is right here formed up. So I just scraped it off. I couldn't do it. So long story short, that was the test trial, like 60%. So we about to see what happens. I'm about to wait like a few minutes, sand it down. But long story short, act fast, move fast when you're mixing this stuff, especially if you're putting hardener in it, because it's going to harden up pretty fast, and you're not going to have enough time to apply all the product onto the panel. So make sure you act fast. Let's let this thing dry, and then get ready to sand it again with the 180 and see, let's see the results. So let's just wait it out. I'm about to start on the other side. Okay, so I feel like we making progress. I feel like I spread it this side way faster and way smoother. As you can see, I covered more of the area. I got the spots I was trying to get, which is kind of here in the middle and here down here. So we got to let that sit. Compared to the other side, I feel like we made a good 50% progress. Now we got to move on to the last corner, which is right here. Sand it down some. As you can see, you see the imperfections right there, the pinhole right there. So let's get ready to block that down so that we can go ahead and fill it in like we just did the other two panels. And while those are drying, we can do this one. And then by the time we get done with this one, we could probably go check out the first panel we just did to see how we did, sand it down, see how we did. So let's get into it. So now we're just going to simply repeat the same steps as we did on the last side of the vehicle, and just go ahead and sand it down with the block, get ready to fill it, go ahead and spread it across evenly, and we'll be good to go. All right, so it's most definitely dry now on this side, so I'm about to go ahead and take this 180 and go ahead and sand it down to see if we got to go over it again, or if we got to go ahead and cover it with the primer. So let's see. Okay, so as of right now, I sanded it down, did all that. So now I got the primer here. I mixed it 1-to-1 ratio, 1 to 1.5, however you want to do it. Got the gun, made sure I cleared it out. So now I'm just about to prime it over, let it dry so we can see the results of all that filling and sanding to see what we got to do, if we got to do it again over, or if we should be good to go for paint. So let's go ahead, prime this bad baby. Okay, so here it is. You can see right here, I kind of missed a spot. So this is where I added the filler. But if you look up here where I filled it in for that one spot, it's all gone. So this is really good. I just got to go over this one more time and I should be good. So I'm gonna let the rest of the panels dry off. Then we go come back, check it out, see how it is. But as you can see, we made progress on this one. We just got to clear up one little small spot and then we really should be good to go after this. So fingers crossed, man. One day at a time, one panel at a time. All right, you guys. So basically, I got everything done. It's been a long time, but we got it done. So here it is. It's smooth. It's ready to go. Here's the back, smooth, ready to go. All right. Here's the other side, smooth, ready to go. So basically, now what I'm about to do, I'm about to go ahead and re-prep the bumper, because I had to do the same thing to the bumper that I had to do to the hood, which is take the old paint off. So right there, I got it taken off. So I'm about to go ahead and just spray it. So watch me spray it, and yeah, just watching me spray it, man, and we gonna figure out what else we gonna do to the car afterwards. So I did this before in a previous video, but as you see, I had to remove it because it wasn't sticking to the actual bumper. So now I'm going over it for the second time. And well, it's very simple. Remember just to use your primer, use the correct ratio, and just have fun when you're spraying it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so I just primed it up and I'm happy. It came out good. So as you can see, here it is right here. Pretty decent, not too bad, just right there. And yeah, it came out good, man. Way better than what it was. So I'm happy with it. Covered up a few spots, it's good. So with that being said, now we got the bumper ready to go again. We got the hood ready to go again. We finished the little spots here. Now I just got to put the bumper back on. Already cleaned down the edges, and we just got to get everything set in place and ready to go. Hopefully later on we can go ahead and just smack the paint on. I say later on, meaning next episode, we can go ahead and smack the paint on and get that thing done. Once I get the paint on, I'm going to do a major detail on the interior, and of course oil change, make sure the brakes and everything good. And this bad baby is good to go, man. It's been a lot of work messing with this car. Not really a lot, but a lot of small things. And then the fact that I had to go over the bumper twice and go over the hood twice because of the paint that was on there. It didn't dry. So, I mean, it's cool, man. I'm the type of person, You know, I'd rather take the long route, take the extra steps. Yeah, it's harder on me, but it's go make the car look that much better. So I'd rather just take the bullet and do what I got to do. So it might seem, but I don't know if this episode might have been boring or whatever, because you're just seeing me doing a lot of work, and you can't really see instant results. But just know it's coming, man. Once we get this thing done, y'all gonna be shocked, y'all gonna be surprised, and it's gonna be one hell of a car once you're done. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Share with all your peoples. Make sure you leave a comment, man, and smash the like button. And I'm gonna see you next video. Peace. All right, you guys, we back at it, and as you can see, it's a whole different day. And today, well, it's paint day. So right now I'm setting up the paint booth. I'm just now inflating it, pushing it around, making sure everything is good, so that way we can back the car in and get ready to paint. So we got the car all taped up and ready and primed and ready for paint. So you see we got the plastic everywhere we don't want the paint to get. Then we got the primer here. This is where the paint's going on the bumper, on the hood, on the fender, and of course not on the wheel. We got to cover that wheel, and then up there in the back. So that's what's going on now. We just got to back the car up into the paint booth and get ready to paint. It's paint time, baby. So as you can see, we putting the first coat of paint onto the Jeep, and this right here, of course, is black in color, but the way to do it is just do smooth motion across the panel, just like that. Make sure you want to do an overlap on each line, and make sure you get full coverage of the panel. So this right here is the first layer of 3. You do want to make sure you get the whole panel and make sure it's completely dark. But don't worry about making it super dark, because once again, this is the first coat out of 3 coats. You do 3 coats of paint, 2 coats of clear. Once you get done with that, we about to go ahead and tackle the front bumper. Make sure you get all the edges, getting all the grooves, so that way everything is fully covered. Sometimes you got to tilt the gun a little bit, but don't go too far because you can make a mess. Always make sure you check the gun before using it. That way you prevent any water from getting onto the paint, because that's going to cause a whole different problem. So as you can see right here, we mixing the round 2. So this right here is the second coat of paint. We're going to do the 4-to-1 ratio, 4 of paint and 1 of lacquer thinner. So go ahead and put that in the gun. Make sure you always use a paper funnel when you pouring paint into the gun. I'm gonna put the paint mask on so we can breathe right. We're gonna do the same thing here. Nice, even, smooth motion. Make sure we get the front, make sure we get the back, make sure we get the side. And make sure we get the whole pillar going all the way from the front to the back. Once we do that, we can go ahead and let it sit for maybe 15 to 30 minutes to let it dry. Then we can move on to the clear coat. So we're doing the same thing here. Go ahead and mix up the clear coat, 4-to-1 ratio clear coat with hardener. Right here we're using a medium hardener because it's pretty hot outside, so it'll dry smoothly. Go ahead and put the paper funnel in there. Make sure you do that when you add any fluid into the spray gun. Now we got to go ahead and do the same thing. You're spraying it just like you would spray the paint, but this time, instead of it being paint, this is the clear coat. We're going to do 2 coats of the clear coat. This is what's going to bring that shine to the paint. So make sure you hit every angle as possible, so that way you don't miss anything, so everything can have that nice gloss on it. So you can see me knocking it down, moving across the whole car. Make sure you have some fun with it. Make sure you dance with it. Don't be super stiff, because it's going to mess up the motion that you need to get full coverage on the vehicle. Once you get done with that, make sure you hit all sides. So I'm on the side right there, I'm on the back right here, I'm going all the way across the panel from the front to the back right there. I'm doing a fender, I'm covering the hood, I'm hitting the bumper. The bumper is very important, the fender is very important, and the hood is very important. because that's what you're going to see when you first walk up on the car. So you want to make sure that thing had a good, nice, glossy shine. Here it is, guys. Here's the finished product. And if I say so myself, it's really not too bad. See the bottom bumper here, coming all the way around. I'm trying to let it dry real quick before we take it out. But once it gets in the light, I can really show you what it looks like. You see me though. But yeah, that's what it looks like, man. Here it is, man, in the light, man. Super proud of it. As you can see, it's glossing and shining. It's a few things that needs to be, like a few little drips here and there from water coming out the gun, but it can be water sanded out. But here it is right here. Came out pretty good, you dig? So we just gotta let this thing dry overnight, and that's it. All right, just like that, you guys, the day is over with. The video was done for. We got the car painted today. Super excited. Got a lot of progress done for it. Now we just gotta wait for it to dry. It's about 18 hours for it to dry. After it dry, we could do a few little things here and there. Most definitely got to do the detail and the interior. Then after that, man, the Jeep is pretty much done, bro. The Jeep is complete. So stay tuned for the next video. We're not all the way done, but we pretty much done. We made a good headway today in this video. Like, comment, subscribe, share with everybody else.